The natural struggle of life. Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you come in? I got some work to do, okay?
All right. Yeah,
It's too
you go.
cold out here.
You go on to class.
Come on.
Oh.
I'll take you in. All right, that should cover. Okay. Dear Shira, thank you for your revised essay on the inclusion of patrilineal Jews. We would like to move forward towards this publication. Sincerely, the Fort Reform Rabbinate. Hello, this is she. Thank you. Tonti! 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 Hey, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember leaving the house.
The doctor called? Yeah? He said they tried you and you didn't answer. Careful.
So they have your number. Oh, I'm so tired of hearing the thing.
Listen, Tonti, I know how hard it is. I mean, not really, but I just want to keep you safe. I don't want you to suffer.
And you don't think chemotherapy is suffering? Sure, I'm a nurse.
Listen, Tonti, Bubby would want you to do anything possible to survive, just like she did.
Your grandmother was a kid, Shira.
Yeah, a kid in a death camp. I'm gonna have...
You don't understand.
No, I'm gonna have to lock up the house from now on when I leave and when I'm working.
You think I'm gonna let you lock me in my own house?
I'm not locking you up, I'm protecting you.
No. Stop right there. Just forget about it. You're like the doctors. I don't want to prolong this any more than I have to. I mean, you
Do you want some more
just don't understand what I have to go through. So just leave me alone, Shira, okay? Just
Do you want some more coffee?
Leave me alone.
Good afternoon. Is this Shira Levy?
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
The pleasure is all ours, and welcome to the Pomegranate Podcast. Shira, in a nutshell, why don't you tell our listeners a little about your research?
I'm an adjunct professor of anthropology at Elm Tree College, and my independent research focuses on the archaeological evidence we have for various biblical events with an emphasis on the Old Testament.
Thank you so much. We'd love to hear a bit more about these events.
I guess you could call them both events and accepted truths. For anyone unfamiliar, Jewish law doesn't consider children born of a Jewish father and a non-Jewish mother to be Jewish unless they convert. My research challenges that viewpoint, arguing from both an Old Testament perspective as well as how genetic studies have shown that many Jews today are descended from Middle Eastern Jewish fathers and non-Jewish European mothers, which, if we stick by the current law and with no definitive evidence that these women ever converted, would mean many Jews actually wouldn't qualify as Jewish. And this would undermine not only the identity of many Jews living in the diaspora, but also the claim many Israelis hold to modern Israel today.
I see. Thank you for that, Professor Levy. Are you open to a question from one of our listeners?
Of course.
Hi, Professor Shira. Tell us, would you happen to be a patrilineal Jew?
Yes, only my father is Jewish.
And I take it you didn't bother to convert?
That's a complicated and personal matter.
It's not that complicated. You didn't convert. You're not Jewish, plain and simple. You can whine and stomp your feet all you want, but liberal tantrums won't do anything against a millennial-old law.
Jewish descent is patrilineal in the Torah, and Judaism should count from either parent's lineage, just like any other cultural group.
Oh, so you're one of those promoting Judaism as a race.
Excuse me, if we could just take a moment here.
Not a race, an ethnicity. And this isn't about liberal arguments, it's about sticking to our guns as a people, not just a religion. It's about maintaining strength in numbers and staying honest. Otherwise, we're no different from Europeans who believed in manifest destiny, that God gave them the right to the Americas. If this was the basis for our roots in Israel, I wouldn't be a Zionist.
But you specified Jews in Europe. Sounds like you're an anti-Zionist convinced that modern Israel is controlled by evil European colonizer Jews. That's exactly what our enemies say. You're nothing but a self-hater posing as a Jewish intellectual.
Dad, can I please just talk to Mom again?
Shira, your mother already said no to the conversion. If you want it so badly, go convert yourself.
It's not even about that. I went back to Israel after cousin Yossi died. And when none of you else would. Remember that? I heard the air raid sirens when the Hamas rockets came, and I still stayed. I want to be a rabbi for Bubby and Tonti.
Is it really for them, Shira? If you really cared, you'd be out there saving lives in medicine, like your sister.
I want to commemorate lives, like Bubby's. She was this family's sole survivor of the camps.
Your grandmother wasn't even in a real death camp. It wasn't Auschwitz, it wasn't Treblinka.
Because shoving 400 people into a barn to starve them out between work shifts and then shooting those who couldn't work isn't a death sentence.
I've heard enough. You want something? Go get it your damn self for once, Shira.
Let's just get you sitting over here. Okay? All right, have a seat. Have a seat. There you go. Does that hurt? Okay, this right here.
Mama.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, try to breathe with me, okay? Do you have asthma?
I can't.
No inhaler? No? Okay. What's your mom's name?
Irina.
Irina, your son is sick and injured. We need to get him help. She's not coming? Okay. Well, we need to get you help. We can get to my house faster than the hospital. Come on. I'm gonna help you up. All right, right over here. Come on, in the back seat here. Come on, watch your step. All right, we're gonna have you sit on the couch.
Who's this?
You might be able to tell you in a minute after we get him situated. Okay, have a seat. All right, you still got that inhaler, Tanti?
Yeah.
Come on. All right, there we go. Okay, take a big deep breath. Let it out. Okay, good. Another one. How's that? Better? Do you feel comfortable telling me your name?
Alexi.
Alexi, I'm Shira, and you don't know where your mom is.
And not to interrupt, but if you just found him and he's a lost boy, don't you think we better take him to a hospital?
No need to do that when we had the means right here, right?
Maybe if you go to police, my mom will find me there.
What does that have to do with anything?
And she had me walk out.
Walk out where?
Tapped him with my car at the light. But it was green, so if it was recorded, then it wouldn't do anything because jaywalking is illegal.
But hitting a kid, they might swing it the wrong way.
Lexi, wait here for just a minute. Tanti, come with me, please. Look, he was having an asthma attack. We called for his mom and she didn't come out.
Well, we'll see if you get contacted by anyone.
I don't think anybody's going to contact us. Why wouldn't she come out to help him? Not answering? Interesting. Hey, little man, how'd you sleep last night?
Good.
Good? Figure out the state bird yet?
Yeah.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Hi. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Esther.
Hi, Shira. I really appreciate your time. Yasma seems like an incredible organization.
Now, you mentioned in your online form that the candidate would be your aunt?
Yes, her mother, my grandmother, was the sole heir to her line from Transnistria. Her daughter, my aunt, has leukemia.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Well, it looks like she would be a great candidate. We should be able to move forward with funding within the month.
This is beautiful. Is it yours or Yasma's?
I donated it to the candidate meeting office. Just a trinket my dad brought with him here after he escaped to Israel during the Islamic Revolution in Iran.
Your family's from Iran?
Yep. We're one of those you don't hear about in the media too often when it comes to Israel, sort of disrupts the whole European colonizer argument. I'm sorry. I promised my boss I wouldn't get political during these meet and greets.
The whole situation's a mess. Anyway, when my grandmother moved here, my uncle stayed at a kibbutz near Hebron, and his son, my cousin, got into a conflict with a Palestinian boy his age, and both of them died.
Sounds like you've got quite the story yourself. Look, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We look forward to supporting both you and your aunt.
You two have fun without me?
Oh, Alexi's talented. And he has an appreciation for that spider that keeps paying us a visit.
That resilient little bugger.
Remember that story about King David and the spider who spun his web to protect him from Saul's army? Mm-hmm. Used to love that one.
I remember.
What's that?
For our protection.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tanti.
So, you really think she put him up to it?
I do. Some sort of insurance fraud scheme, or even to get rid of financial liability. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you okay? Tanti, I will find a way to help you. I promise.
our little Shirla. Oh. Okay, now you go back to work.
Shira, is everything all right?
Rabbi, I was wondering if you had any advice on how to help a lost child. Maybe someone that's been Abandoned by an immigrant parent?
Is the child Jewish?
No, but I don't think that matters.
Well, Aliyah to Israel is always an option, at least worth looking into for Jewish refugees. Another option would be to consider fostering him yourself.
Me, a parent. Yeah, if anything, we're a little less crazy around here.
Well, if I've learned anything about you, Shira, it's that you will figure out a solution, no matter what.
Is that your dad?
No, my uncle. My mom said a long time ago he was here in America, but she never wanted to talk to him. She said he just wanted our money.
Hey, Shira. Yeah, listen. I think the kid's got a relative.
Hey there.
Hey.
I wondered if you'd be back.
It's not entirely related to my aunt's case. Read that Yasma has some beautiful gardens. Can anybody visit?
Luckily, yeah. It's a great place to clear my head when my dad's been hounding me about law school.
Oh, are you hoping to get in?
I might try again at some point, but right now, Yasma grants are all the arguing I can take. Come on, I'll show you to the gardens. Hey, everything okay?
Tanti, hey. Alexi, what's wrong with it? What happened? Okay, I'm coming. I'll be there in a minute. I have to go. My aunt collapsed. I need to take her to the hospital.
Damn it, how can I help?
You're already doing so much to help me here. Thank you. Thank you.
Be okay.
Hey, kiddo.
Will she be okay?
All we can do now is keep her comfortable. There's more they can do, but it's really not easy to afford. Just give me a minute, okay?
Hey, you still interested in company?
Only if that cryptic text you sent me was good news.
You were approved for funding.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maybe at some point I'll have the honor of meeting your Tanti.
Well, she's resting right now, but if you're not busy in the morning, would you join me for breakfast? Okay, if Yasma's not too busy.
My shift starts at 9, Professor. It's a date.
Oh my gosh.
You look after your brother too?
He's the son of a friend. Tanti and I are watching him while his mom's out of town.
Awesome. I will see you tomorrow, Shira.
Okay. You like your webs, huh?
It's a nice pattern, and I have to concentrate hard to draw it, so I don't get bored.
I see. Listen, Alexei, Tanti told me you might have an uncle nearby. Do you know his name?
Pavel Antonov? My mom said he was studying for an exam to be a doctor here, but that was a long time ago.
Okay. That's really good.
Thank you.
Keep it up, kiddo. Hey, Esther, that was fast. You decided you didn't like croissants after all? Okay, I'll be there after work. Okay. Hey, is everything okay?
How's your aunt doing?
Still refusing chemo?
You mentioned she was a nurse. Maybe she knows what she's talking about?
Why'd you call me here, Esther?
Yasma caught wind of your interview with the Pomegranate podcast. They say you're trying to undermine halakhic law. And I really want to help you out here, but Yasma's threatening to pull the funding over this. I read the blurb saying you were going to be published with the Reform Rabbinate.
I don't see what any of this has to do with supporting Holocaust survivors and their relatives.
A central part of that support is staying true to the faith. You said you were studying to be a rabbi once. Why would you undermine our values like this?
And what about the people? How many Jews are we excluding by following a law that's basically unnecessary in the face of modern paternity tests? All it's saying at this point is that women can't be trusted as to who the fathers of their children are.
It's tradition, Shira. The same tradition that got us through millennium of pogroms all over the world.
Look, Esther, I know that Persian Jews had their own hell in diaspora. But you weren't the only ones. You aren't the ones that basically the entire world slams as being white colonizers and penalized for exile in Europe. Constantly having to justify their Middle Eastern roots and
No, they were
ancestry.
just brutalized in Iran and then marginalized in Israel for a good while by the people who pushed their Eurocentric beliefs, the same ones that annihilated most of the Jews of Europe. What is this, a pissing contest?
I need to help my aunt. We need this to safeguard our rationale of Zionism and our Jewish roots in Israel. Without it, Jewishness is just another religion based on arbitrary rules. That's how they tear down our identity when we're fractured beyond repair.
Is this really just for your aunt or for you too?
No.
Wait.
For all of us. For you. For my aunt. For my grandmother. For the Palestinian boy that died that day with my cousin. We all have roots in that land. And none of it's worth it if we cancel out an entire heritage based on who the parents are. Look, I'm really sorry about what I said about your family's history. I don't expect to move mountains, but I have to take the first step.
Look, I understand, but is it really worth your aunt's life?
No. But we're still gonna, even if I quit pushing the chemo, we're still gonna need help with basic care and treatment.
Look, I can't promise anything, but I saw those drawings your friend's son did. Does he have a story?
He's a Russian refugee, and he's crazy precocious.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Look, if I can get one of those drawings, I can submit it for our next fundraiser campaign, showcasing art by refugee children, with you as the donor.
And you think that would help our case?
I mean, the Syrian refugee display was a huge hit.
Hey, Shira. Did you get all your work stuff done for the day?
Yeah, I got it all done. One student thought a D was passing.
Even I know it isn't.
Hey, Alexi, would you like me to help you find your uncle?
I didn't know him that well. He seemed nice.
Well, if that weren't a concern, would you be open to it? Maybe get you back with some of your family? Okay. And one more thing, I think maybe we can use one of your drawings to help Tanti feel better. Would you be open to that? Okay. If you could choose one, which one would it be?
The second one on the table.
Why that one?
Well, people think spiders are scary, but their webs are cool. They can rebuild them in the exact same place even after they're destroyed. I want that for Tanti too.
Me too.
Good night.
Good night. I just sent it to you. His name's Alexi. I hope you like it.
Hey, you were right when you talked about mending the fractures. The Jewish community has a lot of them. We have to avoid making it easier for people to tear us down.
Thank you. You okay, Tanti? I heard quite a rustle up here.
What is it, that damn podcast again? You still giving you trouble?
No, nothing you need to worry about.
I don't understand your generation. How worldly they all are. You'd think that they would never get upset over somebody who was questioning traditions.
I hope she knows how grateful I was. Everything and setting those loans. It's more than...
Bubby.
It's more than I could have ever... I could have ever hoped.
Oh, Bubby knows. Bubby knows. Bubby just loved the way you used to question things. Do you remember that big blow-up we had with your parents?
Yeah.
When they could not understand when you said you didn't understand why there was a need to convert for someone who'd been raised in our culture. And Bubby saying, I don't remember anyone asking
us,
which
yeah.
one of them made us Jewish when they took us away. Ah, she was a card. She was a card.
I just miss her so much. Good afternoon, Rabbi. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Shira. How is your aunt doing?
I think she has a better chance than ever at beating this.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. Shira, I wanted to... Well, there's no easy way to say this, but the council has decided not to move forward with publishing your research.
What? Why, is it the sources? I quoted all the texts from the Leningrad Codex. It's like one of the oldest Torahs in existence and ever discovered, and...
Your methods were as diligent as possible for a non-officiated scholar. You are simply not a Talmudic scholar. It's no fault of your own, but...
But I tried to be, and I wanted to be, and I still could be. I'll convert. I'll convert, and then...
Shira, we both know that would defeat the purpose of everything you're trying to say.
Then what? Just not let the reasoning see the light of day?
You know I support you, Shira, but this is beyond my power. There are things here we can't risk.
Can't or won't. This tradition excludes people who were killed in the camps.
Shira, I'm truly sorry.
Sorry, Jewish enough to die but not belong to their own people. That's it. Oh. I'll convert. This research needs to be out there. Well, Alexei took to his uncle better than I ever expected. Tanti. 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 Tanti.
Fancy seeing you here. I'm sorry about your aunt.
I want to thank you for all your help. And I also wanted to know if Yasma had any recommendations of a local Beit Din.
You're thinking of converting?
Our community can only stand strong if we don't let diaspora history and parentage get in the way. If I'm going to finish what I promised my aunt and my grandmother, I need to follow through with what I started.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Be right back.